Welcome back to the Shopify Growth Labs podcast, where we break down the real mechanics of running a Shopify store. I'm Alex, and today we're answering a question almost every merchant hears from a customer. Can I pay part now and the rest later? Maya, you set these up all the time. Is the answer just yes?
I wish it were that clean. The answer is yes, Shopify can do it, but the tool you reach for depends heavily on your plan. And before anyone even picks a tool, they need to know that partial payment actually means 3 different things.
Okay, 3 things. Break that down for me.
Sure. The first is a deposit. The customer pays a percentage now and the balance later, common on custom furniture, event bookings, or made-to-order goods. The second is splitting one order into several recorded payments over time. And the third is buy now, pay later, where a lender pays you in full and the customer repays them.
So they sound the same to a shopper, but on your side, they're completely different animals.
Exactly. Same phrase, very different rules. And if you mix them up, you'll go hunting for a future that doesn't do what you think. One quick thing to clear up too. None of this is a subscription. A deposit and a balance is a one-time order split, not a recurring charge.
There's a naming trap in here too, right? Even the words partial payments?
There is. Partial payments is also the exact name of one specific plus-only admin feature. So the phrase can mean the general idea, paying in parts, or that one precise tool. That's why it pays to name the exact mechanism every single time.
Good to flag. So let's start with deposits, the classic one. If I want to collect money up front, where do I begin?
Here's the catch that surprises people. The richest native deposit tools are plus only. Draft order deposits, multiple partial payments, and B2B deposit terms all require the Shopify Plus plan. On Basic, Grow, or Advanced, they just won't show up in your admin.
So if I'm on a regular plan and I've been hunting my settings for a deposit button, I'm not missing it. It's genuinely not there.
Right. It's not you. Now, if you are on Plus, it's clean. You build a draft order. That's basically an invoice for a custom quote, a wholesale deal, or a phone order. You set payment terms, anything from due on receipt up to net 90. Then you click Require Deposit and enter a percentage.
You listed 3 plus tools. Draft order deposits I get, but what's multiple partial payments on its own?
Good catch. A deposit takes one upfront percentage on a draft order. Multiple partial payments lets you record several payments against a single order that has payment terms, so you log each one as the customer pays it. And the B2B version simply layers a deposit requirement on top of wholesale net terms.
Got it. And that deposit percentage, is it on the whole order total?
This is the number that trips everyone up. The deposit is calculated on the subtotal only, not tax, not shipping. So picture a $2,000 order with $150 shipping. A 25% deposit isn't $537.50. It's $500 because it ignores the shipping and tax.
And the rest?
The remaining $1,500 plus the shipping and the tax gets billed when the balance comes due. There's also a B2B version on Plus. A company can pay, say, 20% upfront with the balance on net 30. Perfect for wholesale buyers who order now and pay on terms.
Okay, but most stores aren't on Plus. If that's me, am I just out of luck on deposits?
Not at all. There are 3 routes that don't need Plus. The first is native pre-orders. They're built into Shopify's purchase options, they work on any plan, and you can collect full, partial, or no payment at checkout.
That sounds almost too easy. What's the catch?
There's one hard requirement. Native pre-orders only work if you use Shopify Payments or PayPal Express. Pick a partial deposit and the amount due shows right in the checkout order summary with the balance charged later. But on any other gateway, the native pre-order deposit won't collect, and that's where an app comes in.
Let's talk apps then. What am I looking at price-wise?
Deposit apps fill the gap on any plan, and they're pretty affordable, roughly $9 to $29 a month, with several offering free tiers or trials. A few examples: Depot starts around $9 a month and vaults the card to charge the balance automatically. SPD collects the remaining amount on the due date. DownPay is a bit more at $29, but it ties into Shopify's native selling plans, so deposits feel first class rather than bolted on.
Do any of them stand out on reviews?
They rate well across the board. DownPay has a perfect 5-star rating, and both SPD and Partially sit around 4.8. Honestly, though, the rating matters less than the fit, so pick the one that matches your gateway and how you want the balance charged.
So the app choice really depends on my gateway and how I want the balance collected.
That's exactly the filter. And a couple of them, like Partial Pay and Partially, even handle cash on delivery flows. Then there's the third route. If you sell in person, Shopify POS has a native split payment feature. Take a deposit at the counter, collect the rest at pickup.
I love that for a studio or an appointment business. Any gotcha there?
One to plan around. If you refund, exchange, or edit an item on an order that's being paid in multiple payments, you can't collect further payments on it. So finalize the order, sizes, quantities, discounts before you split the payment.
Now, I have to ask about the big one everyone confuses this with. Shop Pay Installments. Is that a deposit?
No, and this is the most important distinction in the whole topic. It looks like paying in parts to the customer, but on your side, it isn't a deposit at all. After you capture the order, you receive full payment within 1 to 3 business days. The lender carries the installments, not you.
So I'm not chasing anyone for a balance.
Correct. There's no unpaid balance to chase. It's available in the US, Canada, and the UK on orders roughly $35,000 to $30,000. The appeal is conversion on bigger carts. Shopify says it can lower abandoned carts on larger purchases by up to 28%, and 1 in 4 merchants who turn it on see a 50% lift in average order value.
Those are real numbers. So when do I pick installments versus an actual deposit?
If your goal is affordability, helping someone afford a bigger cart, installments win because you keep the full payment. Reserve a real deposit for when you need money committed before you start custom work. One merchant, Pillow Cube, said installments are now 6.5% of their GMV with a consistent lift in average order value.
Before we wrap, give me the guardrails. What burns people?
The big one, a deposit doesn't guarantee the rest. Make the balance due date explicit. Size the deposit to your real exposure, and don't ship or fulfill until it clears. A deposit doesn't lock in the sale. It just lowers your risk if the customer walks.
And since it's a real card charge, I'm guessing it can be disputed like any other?
Exactly. A deposit can be charged back like any card payment. So keep the written terms the customer agreed to and set a clear, lawful refund policy. That's what makes a non-refundable deposit actually hold up. 2 more quick traps. Editing or refunding a POS order blocks any further payments on it, and store credit can't be applied to a draft or edited order.
So the takeaway is match the tool to your plan, your product, and your market.
Exactly. On Plus, use the native deposit tools. Not on Plus, reach for pre-orders or an app. And never confuse any of it with Shop Pay Installments, which just pays you in full.
Perfect place to land. If you want the full breakdown, the mechanism matrix, the app comparison, and a quiz that matches your store to the right tool, it's all in the complete guide on the Shopify Growth Labs blog. Maya, thanks for untangling this one.
Anytime. Match the tool to the job and it all gets simple.